Hello. Now let's talk about some toxic friends. Okay, so actually, first we're gonna be discussing how about some good things about this episode. There were a lot of Easter eggs, some good references. The salt succubus reference is a reference to the original series, the very first episode to actually air, The Man Trap. Okay, and then there was a reference to the sexy people and rompers who murder you for going on the grass. That was from the Next Generation episode, Justice. We almost got the pleasure of seeing Wesley Crusher murdered for stepping in a flower bed. Man, missed opportunities, right? So the main story had Boimler, he has a girlfriend. All right, good job, man. And Mariner is not too happy about it. She gets all weird and very toxic, telling him, Boimler, that, he's there's no way he could have a girlfriend. He's too much of a dork. And then when she finds out that this girlfriend is a real person, she starts harassing the girlfriend and making Boimler feel really weird and inadequate about the whole thing. So, I thought this was going to go in a different direction than it was. I thought this was going to be commentary on toxic friends. That's an experience I've definitely had in my more recent life, where, you can't, there's no way that anyone would like you, that kind of thing. So, really making me feel inadequate and just sabotage every relationship I'm in because there's no way anybody would like me, that kind of thing. So I'm thinking, Mariner's going to get what's coming to her, and that's going to be the moral of the story. It kind of went the opposite. Kind of her attitude that there must be more to it. There's a red flag going on if somebody's actually interested in Boimler. So that actually ended up kind of being proven true. So that really rubbed me the wrong way about this episode. So the B plot, or at least one of the B plots of it, was with Rutherford and I forget that girl's name. They end up kind of doing a little competition. Well, what they're thinking is that they're going to get some awesome test equipment, but what they're actually competing for is a transfer to this awesome new ship. But once they find out that no, it's, you kind of misunderstood. It wasn't for the test equipment. You get to use the test equipment when you earn a transfer to this new ship. And then they're just like, no, I like this old beaten up ship that it needs me to keep going, and I like just being, I like knowing that the ship is falling apart and I need to fix it at every turn, whatever, and I can appreciate that, because when I was in the Navy, I was on a frigate, and there was something very endearing about feeling like you were absolutely needed. There was just something to it, and like a sense of pride, like a better close knit family, just Just kind of how I felt about it. So once they realized that no, they were actually going to be transferred to a newer ship, and they're just like, no, and they did what they could to get those transfer orders canceled. There was something that was a reference that didn't quite sit well with me, but I knew what they were doing. Mariner was talking about like how she's seen things and kind of recalling the story. It looks like they're on Deep Space Nine, and it's taking place a few years before. They're wearing the uniforms that were first introduced in Star Trek First Contact. And one of the characters mentions something that happened in the Next Generation episode Descent, where Lore, Data's evil twin, ends up becoming like a leader of a faction of Borg. But she says this as if this is something that had just happened, but being that the uniforms they were in, that incident with Lore and the Borg had to have happened at least 3.5 years before. So that's a little nitpicky, but just kind of had to go there. Yeah. So overall thoughts on this, I thought the main plot line really rubbed me the wrong way, so I didn't really care much for this episode. Just kind of more on a personal level. Yeah, I know it's a cartoon, so whatever. But I've dealt with more than my fair share of toxic friends. So, yeah. I mean, Mariner should have been thrown out the nearest airlock in this episode. And the fact she wasn't kind of triggers me a little.